watched by more people than any other network. ABC.
Next on KAKE News, the verdict is in at the O.J. Simpson trial. We'll have in-depth coverage. Plus, Wichita police look for clues and a car in the city's latest homicide. Good evening, everyone. I'm Larry Hatterberg. Mark and Dawn have the night off. KAKE News Live at 10 is coming up next.
It really is a remarkable step forward.
When the world leaders of aircraft manufacturing unveiled their latest technology, KAKE News 10 delivered the most comprehensive coverage.
This plane will have a very positive impact on hiring at the Wichita plane maker.
As the aviation industry changes, so do the lives of so many Kansans. Because Kansas depends on it. It matters where you get your aviation news. KAKE News 10, aviation coverage you count on. This is a Crime Stoppers Crime Report.
An early morning workout ended in tragedy for 23-year-old Stephen Norton. At about 4:30 in the morning of Thursday, June 16th, he was shot after leaving the Ultimate Fitness Center on South Washington. Know something about this case or any felony crime? Give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 267-2111, and we will pay you up to $1,000 cash and never ask your name.
This is the Kansas Television Network. Now, from KAKE News 10, this is Live at 10.
O.J. Simpson returns to his jail cell on this, the longest night of his life. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. 13 hours and counting until the former football star learns his fate. Will he spend life in prison for murder, or will he be a free man? We have KAKE News in-depth coverage of the jury's decision. It took prosecutors and defense attorneys 8 months to present all the evidence and arguments in the double murder trial. Jurors took just 3 hours to reach a verdict. The quick decision came as a shock.
You just can't tell. It may be that they've been deliberating all this time and they had a verdict before closing arguments. So who knows?
If the jury acquits Simpson, he'll walk out of the courtroom tomorrow as a free man. Jurors could also find Simpson guilty of first or second-degree murder. The lightest sentence he could receive is 16 years to life in prison with a chance for parole after 11 years. The maximum sentence, life without parole. The verdict will be read tomorrow at 6. It is a blue 1993 Pontiac Sunbird with a license plate KF0333. Expect a few delays the next time you fly out of Wichita's Mid-Continent Airport. Security officials at terminals across the country are tightening safety procedures, partly as a result of guilty verdicts in the World Trade Center bombings. Some passengers found out about the new security precautions the hard way, and for many, it was a big shock.
3 minutes so I can check my stuff in.
I realize you're here, and I know the car belongs to you. You get it right in there, but 3 minutes.
Yeah.
By midweek, if you leave your car unattended out front, you'll be towed. The airport has also put restrictions now on the short-term parking lot. Only cars are allowed to use that lot. Large vehicles like 4x4s and vans have to park in the long-term lot. Airport officials say they don't know how long the new security measures will be in place. Well, 25 years ago today, a plane carrying the Wichita State University football team, coaches, and fans slammed into a Colorado mountainside, killing 31 people. Survivors of the crash, along with friends and relatives of the victims, returned to the campus today to remember that tragic accident. 2 planes carrying the Shocker football team and supporters were heading to Utah when one of those planes slammed into a Colorado mountainside.
The despair, shock, hurting that we felt that tragic day will be with each one of us forever. But remember this, the strengths that we gained from that day's experience will be everlasting.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
former WSU athlete says one thing the tragic accident taught him is to never take loved ones for granted. Hurricane Opal is now gaining strength and wreaking havoc along the southern Mexico Gulf Coast. The people on Grand Isle, Louisiana are also preparing for the worst. Forecasters can't rule out the possibility that hurricane will turn towards the United States. Opal is dumping heavy rain and causing extensive flooding. 2 people are dead in Mexico. 5 others are missing. The weather has calmed down in Kansas tonight. That's good news. But the question is, are there more showers in the forecast? Here's Ben with our first weather check. Ben.
Well, it certainly was kind of a dismal way to start out our work week, but it didn't last long, and skies are clearing now. When you get up tomorrow morning, your bus stop forecast calls for clear skies and kind of a chilly start. Overnight lows in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. One day of sunshine before clouds are back in the picture. Forecast details for the entire week coming up.
All right, Ben, thank you. In more Wichita news, Housing and Urban Development Secretary Henry Cisneros spent the day in Wichita armed with a multi-million-dollar gift for the city. Cisneros toured the Timbers facility for the physically and mentally challenged this afternoon. Cisneros announced the government has awarded nearly $4 million to build affordable housing for the elderly and the disabled in Wichita and Derby. And coming up on KAKE News, Coleman employees return to work after a forced summer vacation. And the water's back on everywhere but in Mike's world.
Closed captioning of KAKE News is sponsored by Feist Long Distance, your local long-distance carrier.
Chris Goebel. It only happens once a year. Star Lumber's factory direct sale on carpet, floor covering, cabinets, and paint. Save on the best colors, styles, and prices of the year. Save half off Karastan area rugs and 25% off Shaw area rugs. Star is the state's largest Trustmark carpet dealer with over 75 styles on sale now. No payments, no interest for 12 months during Star's factory direct sale. The right carpet, the right price. Star Lumber and Supply.
This is a Crime Stoppers crime report.
Brutally beaten and raped. That's how police found a 47-year-old Wichita woman on Thursday, March 9. Sometime after midnight, a black male described as in his 30s forced his way into the victim's apartment at 328 East Central. Think you saw something? Call Crime Stoppers 267-2111 and we'll pay you up to $1,000 cash and we'll never ask your name.
If you had the winning horse before the race, you'd go to the track. If you knew you were guaranteed the lowest price on the automobile you really want, you'd buy it. And you'd buy it at Mel Hamilton Ford, because we guarantee you the lowest prices in the country. And if you find a lower advertised price anywhere, we'll pay you double the difference in cash. A huge selection of new Fords and the largest selection of used vehicles in Kansas. All at the lowest prices in the country, guaranteed. Now at Mel Hamilton Ford, Wichita.
When you're depressed, it just feels like that's the end. Going to work is the worst. Getting dressed, brushing your teeth, everything. I mean, all you want to do is just lay there.
When you're ready to get help, Charter is here, and you can call us anytime.
Charter isn't just a hospital. There are outpatient services, evening services, day programs, not just inpatient.
I was at a point where I had to choose. Either I wanted to get help or I was going to die.
Don't wait to call. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
The jams, the slams, and the stops all come to Wichita as the Denver Nuggets and the Sacramento Kings visit Henry Levitt Arena. See last year's NBA Defensive Player of the Year, Dikembe Mutombo, and the #2 pick in the NBA draft, Antonio McDyess. Watch former Kansas State standout Mitch Richmond, now the Kings, as he returns home. For tickets, call 689-FANS. The Wichita NBA Classic, Friday, October 13th, 7:30, Henry Levitt Arena, by these sponsors and KAKE Channel 10.
Midwest TV has extended the offer. Any Mitsubishi Big Screen or Big 2 TV free till January 97.
Dozens of Coleman employees are back on the job tonight. John Riggs was one of 150 employees laid off last summer. He says the 3 months away from work weren't financially difficult. Riggs says the workplace is better now than before he was laid off.
We have new machines to help us load parts and make it to where we don't have to strain our backs, and there's just been a lot of upgrades and a lot of safety measures taken here at the company to help keep the employees safe.
Coleman laid the workers off last June, blaming bad spring weather for poor equipment sales. Well, time is getting short for Boeing and the Machinists Union to reach a contract agreement. The current pact expires Thursday at midnight. The two sides are talking in Seattle. Meanwhile, union members in Wichita are distributing handbills to workers at the plant. The flyers explain why the union finds Boeing's contract offer on Sunday as unacceptable.
Yeah, we're going to get the word out. Company's either going to have to start coming around or we're going to be walking.
Boeing's a good company, and they're making a lot of money. I think they'll do right by their people.
Job security is the union's primary goal in these negotiations. The contract vote is scheduled for Thursday at the Kansas Coliseum. A Wichita grassroots organization has been taking a bite out of crime, and today they were recognized for it. The statewide KAKE Crime Commission gave a safety award to a Plainview organization that is devoted to reducing crime. A spokesperson said the award would boost the self-esteem of the Plainview residents. Well, rain fell across much of Kansas today. The question is, will the sun make an appearance tomorrow? Ben Pringle is up next with your favorite forecast.
On the next Good Morning Kansas.
They're calling it the next